Hello everyone. Today we will be seeing the topic 15.5 from the chapter Functions in Computer Science. So before starting, I will request you to subscribe to the channel and give a thumbs up to the video if you find it useful. Let's jump into the topic. The topic says function with default arguments. So already we have seen how the functions are given, the arguments, and how many arguments we have to give in the pass by values and other examples. Okay, so here we are using default arguments. So once we are inputting we are giving the arguments, some default values would be already assigned. We can see it through an example. Then C++ allows to call a function without specifying all its arguments. Okay, so it is possible in C++ to call any function without specifying every argument whatever is there. We can see an example after this. In such cases, the function assigns a default value to a parameter which does not have a matching argument in the function call. Default values are specified when the function is declared. Okay, so when you declare the function or when you write the prototype, that time the default value will be assigned. You can see this line. If you see here, this is a default value for mark 3 variable, but it should not have a space here. Okay, so this mark 3 is having a default value of 75 here. Then the compiler knows from the prototype how many arguments a function uses for calling. So compiler already will have the knowledge from the prototype how many arguments a function is using for calling. So we can see through an example. These are the function arguments. Okay. Two types of arguments are there, or parameters are there. One is actual and formal parameters that already we have seen in the last video of computer science. Okay. Now, if you see here, this one, result is the name of the function which returns float type to the compiler. Cut. It returns float to the main function, and then int marks1, marks2, and mark3 are the parameters or the variables for those parameters. You can see, and their data types are mentioned here as integer. Here 75 is given as a default value. So when you use it in the function call, what happens is result 60, 70 is given. So only two values are given here. That means two parameters are mentioned here. The third one is missing. So automatically it will be taken as 75. So without writing the parameter here, it is understood that 75 is the value of the third parameter. Okay. Now if you see this line of code, here all the values are mentioned. Okay, so in that case value 80 is assigned to marks 3. The third variable or the parameter will be taking 80 this time, not 75. It will be 80. Okay, so here one program is there. You can see this, where repchar is the function prototype or declaration of a function with some arguments. It starts the main function and something happens here. That means these are the function being called with different arguments. Okay, if you see here, two arguments are to be used here. This one, let's check this using the program. If you see here, times it is being called. This program is exactly not correct. I have made some changes and got the output. Let's see that. And this is repchar repchar 3 times with different parameters. Here no parameters are there, here one, and here two parameters are available. So let's check how this works. Then definition of that repchar function is mentioned here. What it does, it undergoes through a loop and displays some information. Okay, let's check. Here it is written, the default argument follows an equal sign. So default argument follows an equal sign which is placed directly after the type name. Type name is char and this equal to is there. After that what is mentioned, that is the default argument. Okay, so this is the default argument, this one and this one, 30 and that equal to. Function repchar takes two arguments. It is called 3 times from main function. So what is the function happening here? That is explained here. First time it is called with no argument. So we have already seen without no arguments. Second time it is called with one argument. Third time it is called with two arguments. So first time the function assigns the default value equal to ch and 30 to x. So hopefully the variable is missing here. And then according to the program, the equal to will be 30 times, display 30 times on the screen. Okay, let's check this program. So if you see the program, this is being done in an online compiler with some changes. So just take care what are the changes here. See here, this is the function prototype. Okay, here this is the function prototype, and then main function is there with calling of the function, and wherever it is called, repchar is the name of the function, its definition is mentioned here. So what does it do? It starts with an initial variable and then goes till that value x and display something. Okay, so first time when it is called, repchar is not having any of the value here. Okay, so once the always program starts with the main function. So repchar, when this function is called, it will go automatically here, and then this equal to will be matched to this char. Okay, ch variable, and equal to will be replaced with that value, and x will be having the value as 30. It goes again inside, then 30 times it will be repeating the loop where ch value will be displayed. Okay, ch value is your equal to. So first time, that many times equal to symbol will be displayed. Okay, next time, for the second time when this function will be called, that means after finishing this whole thing, it will go back, the control will go back here, and then again this star will be executed. So this time we have one argument. So what happens this time? This equal to will be replaced with star. Okay, so the value, again the same thing will happen with a different sign, that is star. 30 times that same thing will be done. 30, why it is 30, x becomes 30, and here it will be replaced with I less than equal to 30. Next time when it goes for the third time the function call, what happens? Plus and 45, plus symbol is used here, and 45 is the value this time. So that means first time the value will be plus and x value will be replaced by 45. So what happens? Again when it comes here, the function call control goes here, from here it goes till here, and then x value will be now taken as 45. So 30 till this much, it is 30 plus extra 45 times it has to display the plus symbol. Got it? So this way this program works. Little changes are there on the text. So take care of those changes. So this is how this program works. So next concept is function overloading. What is a function overloading? So to know this, we have to know the meaning of this title, that is function overloading. What does it mean? So it is overloading the function with many jobs, okay, or different jobs. So if you see many, we have already learned in C++ concept or OOPS concept that many, when the function or function exists in many forms, we call that form as, or that method, that feature as polymorphism. That means many forms. Poly means many forms. We have already seen this concept, but now we are going to learn how it is being used here. Okay, so in this type of function overloading, what happens is you can have the same name for a function, but parameters keeps on changing, so it exists in different forms. Such functions are known as function overloading or polymorphism. Okay, we call it as function overloading or polymorphism. Morphism property is being shown in this case. Okay, now let's read what is written here. The same function name can be used to create functions that perform a variety of different tasks. So if you see mpy function is used here, which can be shown in different way. Let's check that. You can see here, this is 4 function prototypes are used here. If you see, the same name mpy is used for mpy is used. Okay, one is int float. This is one prototype, this is second prototype, this is third prototype, this is fourth prototype. Okay, 4 prototypes are available here. Okay, next one is when function is called. You can see here mpy is the function. It has to be displayed 3.5 and 1.2. So which prototype is being used? Both are float values, so the fourth one will be used here, float and float. Okay, this is 2 and 5. 2 and 5 both are integer, so prototype 1 has to be used. Again, the same function name, one is float, one is int, so that uses third prototype. The next one is int and float, so it uses prototype 2. So the same function mpy is existing in different forms with different type of data types. Different forms it is being shown here. So this we call it as polymorphism. This is the best example of polymorphism. We can see through an example too. Let's read what is written here. The compiler tries to find an exact match in which types of actual arguments are same and uses that function. If an exact match is not found, the compiler uses the integral promotion to the actual argument, such as character to int, float to double, to find a match. It also converts to find a match if the exact match is not available. Third one is when either of them fails. These two cases are not available. The compiler tries to use the built-in conversations to the actual arguments. We have already seen implicit conversions. Then uses the function whose match is unique. Okay. The small data types will be converted to the bigger one that is possible. Let's see the example of function overloading or polymorphism. Now here you can see these are the two functions. That means name of the function is same, that is add, which exists in 2 different forms, that is add in this form and add in this double form. That means the parameters will be int in this case, and second one is double. Okay, Next one, main function starts here. So this both functions are being called in different ways, and how you get the result that we can see here. This is the simplest example you can see. Now here in the first portion, you can see usually the name will be declared at the starting and the definition will be written later. But here the definition, you can see the declaration and the definition is taking place at the same time. Definition and declaration, declaration and the definition is taking place at the same time. Two different forms of the same function add. Now, so all the time the main function is the starting or execution of your program, starting point. Okay, here if you see add 10 and 12 is called. So 10 and 12 are the parameters. In this case 10 is the value, it's an integer, 2 is also an integer. So which function should be called here? So if we go, this control goes to this int a and int b. So automatically you have to display this message sum is equal to and find out the addition of both values. So this time a is 10 and b is 2. That means automatically 10 plus 2 is the result. That means 12. Sum is equal to 12. So you get the first result in this way. Control goes back to here and then goes to the next line. What is the next line? 5.3. 5.3 and 6.2. These are the two values this time for add function. So this is a float value. So as in the last conditions, it was mentioned that it can convert sometimes. Okay, for an easy calculation if it doesn't find a match. In that way, 5.3 and 6.2 is there. You can see here this a becomes 5.3 and b becomes 6.2. So both values are there. Now this value is displaying in the end line. Endl is used for next line. It should go to the next line. Sum is equal to a and b. And what is a and b? This time it is 5.3 and 6.2. Okay. So this float values, this function we can use. It is not integer. Okay. Another version of that same similar function, find a match. So 5.3 and 6.2 will be calculated. This time we will get 11.5. So like this the value is displayed. So this example we can call it as function overloading. Okay. So by this our topic is done, and next video we can see this in-text questions. So for now, thank you for watching and do give it a thumbs up. Comment if you have doubts below and share it with your friends and subscribe to the channel to get the notification at the earliest. Thank you again.